Oh man, I screwed up so bad, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So, there are many buildings involved in my current project. Heavy oil residue, which is producing 3,200 per minute. This 150 here is not really doing anything. And then we go into the building that's making 6,000 diluted fuel. And then from there, we go into a plant where the polymer from the heavy oil residue is being turned into rubber to essentially prime the first floor of this building, which is alternating between recycled plastic, recycled rubber, recycled plastic, recycled rubber, etc., 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 etc. So that each floor here requires 600 fuel per floor, and we have 600 fuel per floor going in. All this good stuff, but the issue that we are currently having, that I'm going to be fixing in this video, is that it's all emptying out now, you can see, but water, packaging water. And the reason that this screwed up the way that it did, I'll try and explain this in the easiest way possible here, is that my canisters, okay, so say floor number 1 is this guy, right? So I got floor number 1 water bottles. It was essentially sending canisters to the floor number 8 water bottle lane. So the floors were all mixed up, which kind of resulted in, you know, half of the floors getting backed up and the other half not having enough water. So I since fixed all the belts to go on the right places, and what I'm doing currently to fix it is we are kind of purging the system, and we're going to get all the canisters out, and I'm going to try to put the exact amount I need onto each line and see if we can't reset this thing, because essentially what's happening is we're not having enough water here, which is not then in turn cooking the fuel because our canisters are being backed up, which is making it to where we can't make water, and we can't make water, so we can't make fuel, and we can't make fuel, so we can't make any of these floors. And essentially these floors should be just like rolling out the back, which I have them go into the sinks to kind of, you know, make sure that we are having continuous use of each one of these. And it does look like the whole system shut down now outside of the first 2 rows here, but more or less by the end of this video, I don't know how long this might take me all day, but these rows should be jam-packed full of 600 per minute. So long story short, I'm emptying all of the canister lines here into containers just to kind of get them out of the way. I have to wait for those floors to finish with their water, but it looks just about like we've gotten the majority of all the canisters out for the most part. So I'm just going to go double check that, make sure that all of our canisters are out, make sure that our correct lines are going to be going to the correct one. And the way that you can see that is originally I had this line, this group of 3 going into there, which you would think is right because it's going to match up with this group of 3. But if you look upstairs, this group of 3 goes all the way to that side. So that's kind of where the issue started. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get into fixing that. It looks like maybe this line's purged now. Maybe there's a few left, but I'm going to go hand pick everything, make sure all the machines are empty. I'll check back in with you guys in a little while. All right, so checking in here, I've got all the lines purged now. I went into each packager into each plant, made sure there was no bottles and no water. And I also had an interesting situation down here where I was needing to split the 9 into 10. Because we have 10 floors, but I only had 9 lines of water and canisters, which just sounds like a nightmare in and of itself. So I eliminated all that, and what I did then was I just rigged up just normal water on one of the floors. So now we have 9 lines and 9 floors. So that should solve that problem. Just rigged up 2 overclocked water pumps here to go up in there. That way I didn't have to pull 6 water pumps up to the first floor. But anyway, now what I need to do is I need to double check and make sure and guarantee that floor number 1 canisters is going with floor number 1 water bottles. And we're gonna prime one floor and we're gonna watch it and see what happens. But I did empty all the water bottles and all the water out of each thing, so technically each floor has 720 I believe water, so 6 systems, and we've got 6 pumps per floor. So it looks like my farthest left guy and my farthest right guy are going to be the ones I need to focus on here. So this dude here and the farthest right one here need to go to the same thing. So let's see what that might look like. All right, so it looks like my farthest right water bottle goes all the way to the end. So whatever canister goes with that, which is number 3 here, is the one that I need to essentially load. Let's see here. Let's go like that. So this dude, my farthest left guy. Okay. So my farthest left guy should, let's see here. So it's gonna fill all the water bottles down there. We should see this line go, and then it should come back on this. So we're going to I'm just gonna put a merger here. I'm gonna put a container right here as well. And let's see here. Oh, not a merger, a splitter, you dum-dum. Splitter, you dum-dum. Okay, now, does it look like the belt's going backwards? Should be fine. We're gonna start with just, okay, let me think. So 720 water bottles in the system. So let's just start with 800 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, am I backwards? Dude, I'm so stupid. Oh my goodness. Merge. It's early. Well, it's not really early, but I did just wake up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll start with 800 and we'll see what it ends up coming back with, and I'll keep you guys updated once we've got the full 800 in rotation here. All right, looks like we got water coming down the line here, so it's gonna send off and go get empty, and we'll see if 800, because like I said, it's 720 here, 720 there. So we'll see what the 800 looks like once it gets in its full circle, and that'll give me a good idea. I'm going to keep a good count on how many bottles we have on each line, and I think this will be the only way to do it at maximum efficiency, more or less, without getting too clogged with canisters and everything else. So I will let you guys know once we start seeing canisters come back from this way. All right, so I just watched the water jug stop completely for a good 15 seconds before they started filtering back through. So I guess that means our first row is filtering all the way through, and we put 800 in. So what I'm gonna do, I'm delete all those. What I'm gonna do is, in my brain, it makes sense because it'd be 720 per floor. So to have double that, which would be 1440, like, sounds like it would be enough. So I'm going to grab an additional, let's see here, 1440 minus 800. So I need 640. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. So that's 500, 600. Oh, we've got 600 and see if we can make a stack of 40 here. Da, 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 da. Let's see here. Boom. There's 8 and 2 and 40. Okay, so theoretically, if I add the 640 to the line, we should have perfect flow. Let's see what happens. And you know, we also have to say that that doesn't allocate for the bottles and canisters that are kind of in transition between here and there, but that'll be enough to fill up these machines plus fill up the other machines. So it is good to see that we've got everything running on the same line though. So all right, so let's go ahead and put in this additional 640 here. That should get us to our 1440 active canisters in rotation here. And as long as we don't have any backups, that might be the ultimate solution to our water problem here, which is the very beginning of fixing a whole slew of issues. But we shall see if this line thickens up. So yeah, just to hurry up and wait until this gets empty. Okay. All right, it looks like our water bottle outline is getting nice and thick. Now we just need this line to get nice and thick. And then we'll go double check, you know, make sure that all of our unpackagers are getting enough water. Yeah, see if we need to add any. I went ahead and wrote a little note on there, 1440, so I know, so I don't have to remember. You know what I'm saying? All right, so after letting it run for a good 20 minutes or so here, we can see that the first packager is getting 100 water bottles and it's not clogging up. The second one is getting 100 water bottles and it's not clogging up. But these last four can't seem to keep up, and we're having some idle phases in between here and there, which we want this sucker to be pumping at all times perfectly. So more or less, I think we're gonna add, I don't want to add too much, but I think maybe like another 400 bottles, another 400 cans might help us get to the end here. But definitely this one for sure is going idle. This one doesn't seem like it's getting there really. It's just it's not really going above 10. So maybe it might be climbing a little bit. It is actually going up. I wonder if it would eventually get up there. Now we're going back down. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add another 400 cans to the line, and we'll see how that affects everything here. All right, and I just checked our packagers, and it looks like we're in about the same boat. The first two are sitting at 100, and then the third one's not doing so well, and then the last three aren't doing anything. So yeah, well, let's go ahead and add in this 400 and just kind of check it out and see what results we get after that. All right, added them in, went ahead and changed my sign to 1840. I'm assuming where we're lacking the difference is the belt journey in between. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that 400 will help fix the distance between here and there. I don't really know how to come up with the correct amount of stuff between here and there, unless I put a belt at maximum distance and find out how much fits on one singular belt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Max length belt. Maximum length. Okay, so that was 700. So we've got 47 that fit on a belt. Interesting. Try that one more time. Wait, hold on. I need to empty that out. Okay, maximum belt. See if we get the same result twice here. Yeah, 47. Okay, so 47 cans fit on a max belt. And all the belts I drug over here are pretty much max belts, so I'm gonna count them out and just see what happens here, I guess. So 1, 2, I don't know, dude. It's too hard to freaking come up with that number. It's better to just guess and wait, I guess. All right, so interestingly enough, we were having these two full at 100 originally. And the third one was struggling a little bit. Now, it doesn't really look like it made a huge difference, if I'm being completely honest. But we are having some backup going on here, which is also very interesting. Okay. As long as that doesn't result eventually in, I guess we just let this run, because now it's not going to empty. It'll fill these up to 100. And it won't empty those. So this is definitely a hurry up and wait scenario for sure. Which will be fine, because then that'll backfill to these guys. But as long as we don't get clogged outgoing canisters, then we should be in the clear. Alright, maybe I'll just leave it alone for now. It's about to add some more, but I think I'll just leave it alone for now and kind of see what happens here. It should be emptying the same speed that it's packaging, but maybe it isn't. Okay, so that guy's set out to 100, which is totally fine. At the same time, interestingly enough, we had a little window of no canisters coming in there. That is interesting. I think we got to go back to the other side and check and see what's going on over here. All right, so back over here, we're checking to see what's going on. It looks like our water is set to idle, and we're not making enough, or we're stalling out on fuel here, which is interesting. So let me figure out which fuel line this is, because it should be working at 100% efficiency here. So line number 2 goes up to this floor here. Okay, we do have assuming maximum fuel all the way around, but it seems to be that the main issue is that we're just not getting enough plastic to utilize that fuel. So, which means below we're not getting enough rubber, which does look like the case. Interesting. All right, well, I think the only way to really fix this whole scenario is to go ahead and put 1480 in every line of the water, because what's happening is this level is working as well as this one, and all that's doing is we're not producing enough heavy oil residue to power this building, which is to primer this building, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, what a messy mess. What a messy mess we have going on here. So many working parts. So many working parts. All right, so this one's at 1840, and I think it's going to need a little bit of help, so I'm going to go ahead and put it at 2000. just so that it yeah, so that it evens itself out. I'm gonna put 2,000 in here first. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. Okay, so we're putting 2,000 in there. Then I need to make a stack of 60. Boom, 60. So 160. Okay. And then I'm gonna delete that extra pack there. Okay, so changing this to 2,000. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that each line is going to the correct location, which we're gonna have some crossing belts here probably, but it's not my main concern at the moment. So we go there, we grab another 2K to put right here. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. Okay, so this is how we're going to do this, and I'm going to add 2,000 to every line here, and we'll just kind of wait and see what happens, I guess. All right, so looks like we've got all 2,000 on each line in rotation now. So I'm gonna go double check on everything here and see. It looks like everything's flowing according to plan. The first row has started to flow more now. It's not nearly as backed up as it was a second ago or an hour ago or whatever it was. So let's go check on everything over here. All right, so one thing we need to double check on is our heavy oil residue, making sure we're getting that coming in. Because we got to be making that first floor rubber. So as long as we're utilizing or we're making all that heavy oil residue, we're 200 there, only 50 there. I wonder if this is slowly filling up now. 60. Okay. I think it is slowly filling up, so that's good. I probably will need to set up some overflow for the additional residue that we might be obtaining in this. If in the event eventually it starts to back up, we're gonna have to sink any additional that's coming in, but I would like to see it back up first, because then that would mean that we're going to be fully operational at some point. Okay, it looks like number 2 is almost to 100. Okay. And so it looks like over the course of time, this should even itself out, hopefully. Which I'm seeing a lot of green lights up here now. Okay, so this means we're using the fuel that we're making. Okay. This is just going to take a very long time to start working correctly, but I think the main root of the problem was the water. That was honestly, as odd as it sounds to be in the complete middle of an entire series of things going on, the water is the main thing that caused some problems for sure. But right now we're kind of banking on the plastic and rubber machines to get caught up, so that we're constantly using fuel. Because if not, what I might have to do is completely shut down. Let's see here. I might have to disconnect the rubber input to the first floor here that gets the whole thing started until the rubber gets backed up, is more or less what I'm thinking. And then once that rubber gets backed up, we can unleash it to the first floor and allow that rubber to fill up the entire first floor. Or Or I can maybe jump start that if I have, let's see here, how much rubber would I need to jump start this whole first floor? And it looks like we've got rubber coming down from up top too, so maybe it is, okay, it looks like our first floor is filling up with rubber, so that's good. Okay, cool. All right, it's just a matter of time, because once this fills all the way up, then we're creating the plastic that we need to keep up with the second floor, and then from there it's just going to be kind of a domino effect all the way to the top. So this should fix itself. Should. Capital should. Yeesh. All right, so that rubber on the bottom floor is in turn resulting in our refineries here getting full polymer resin, which is what I want. It's just gonna, you know, take a while to get all the way to the end, but I'm gonna check on the next floor too, just to see what's going on up here. It should be fairly similar. Yeah, we've got number 3 full, number 4 full, and number 5 working on getting full. So that's all operating at maximum efficiency there. So once this entire place gets full, then we'll start seeing some, I might need to make like a temporary sink just in case we start getting any overflow down here, because that's going to indicate to me that I need to disconnect the rubber that we have coming down from the top floor. Let me see here. Can I make a little spot to put an awesome sink right here somewhere? There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna plop it right down here. Then we're gonna put a merger on all 4 of these lines, or sorry, a smart splitter. Holy moly, what a mess I'm in. What a beautiful mess. What a beautiful mess I'm in. Alright, we're gonna overflow right. Copy, paste, oops. Paste, paste. Then we're gonna put a merger over here. We need 2 of them, so 1 going there and 1 going here. I'll just grab this and we'll go on that side, and we'll go here with that one, here with that one, there with that one, and there with that one. So if we start getting any overflow, at least it'll, like I said, indicate to me that that we can then disconnect the rubber coming from the top floor. That's really the main reason why this polymer resin's getting backed up, is the rubber that's being made on the very top floor. We're using it to kind of jump start the bottom floor, and the leftover rubber from the bottom floor is getting synced, so that which is happening over here. That's all of our leftover. But once everything is in full operation and we're getting overflow polymer, we can disconnect these 2 lines coming down from the top floor, so the only one feeding it will be the one coming up from underneath, that is coming from the building over there, because I believe that we require, let's see here, 30 times 20 is 600, and if we go next door, oops, we have 4 floors that are making 20 times 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20 times 10, 200. Oh yeah, we're making 800. So we're making 800 per minute. We require 600, so we should be able to disconnect the top lines, and those will just go to whatever we need them to go to. And then this building, once full, should be able to cover this with still some overflow in the end. But that should be plenty to keep it at full operation, which we need this bottom floor to be operating absolutely 1000%. Let's come check on this real quick. It looks like our flow canisters is flowing nicely. All of our water bottles are flowing nicely. Let's see here. We got 100 water there. We got water there. 74 in this guy. Nothing in that one. Okay, that's interesting. But we should be actually utilizing all of our fuel now. And we're making, which is an improvement to what was going on earlier. We're maxed on oil residue and water, and we're using all of our fuel. So that, like I said, that is an improvement to earlier when we seen it and it wasn't moving at all. So we might be getting close to solid here. We've got all green lines up here, which is good. That means that our plastic from underneath is rocking exactly how we want it to be rocking. And that's, dang, that almost worked out perfectly. Okay, so if we keep going up, do we still got green lines going up? We'll see here. Okay, green lights everywhere. Nice. Very nice. I might have fixed it. We might have fixed it. Greens. 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 Heck yeah. So each floor is using the previous floor's resource to make double the other resource up here. So we're essentially making a buttload of plastic and rubber. And in order to keep the system flowing, we are sinking all of it here. It looks like that our lines are getting pretty dang full. So that's good, because that's what we want. So like, see this line right here, this one specific line, how it's a little bit, actually all of them are pretty well thick, but we want them to be, so we're moving 600 items per minute on a 780 per minute belt. So we should see them fairly full, which they're looking to be that way, man. We're getting in there. We're getting in there. What a process we've got going on here. What a process. It is quite the thing, but I'll leave it sit for a little while. We'll see if these all fill up eventually. It looks like that one's full now, so it's working on the sixth one here. So by the time we get to the end, that means we should be having 100% uptime on heavy oil residue production. And I'm just assuming that our oil train is not part of this whole entire equation here. I'm assuming, because we've got a nice chunk of buffers down here that should always be at 100%, so that we're fueling all of our heavy oil residue machines fast enough. All these look like they're doing something. Okay. And what might not be a bad idea, and I'm trying to think if this would be a good idea, is to flush the heavy oil residue lines real fast to kind of reset our heavy oil residue production. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I think that's a good idea. So let's go ahead and flush out these systems here. Full pipe network. Okay, that one's good, that one's good. Okay, all good on those. And what that'll do is jumpstart our heavy oil residue to be working at 100%. So we should see very soon this increase, because now we're not backed up anymore, we're totally empty. I definitely think that's going to do something for us here. And we're making 20 times 10 per floor, so 200 heavy, or 200 polymer per floor. And the bottom floor is buffer, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800. Does that come out to the right amount over here? I didn't screw that up, did I? I'm making 800. And we require 40 times 10, 4 floors. Yeah, so that should be right. I believe I'm merging somewhere along the line these into... I believe I'm merging the 8 lines into 4. Yeah, right over here. Okay, so yeah, we're merging the 8 lines into 4. Okay, so yeah, that works out. That works out. All right, so that jump starts all of our heavy oil residue to be constantly pumping uptime 100%, which is going to then turn into us having 100% water being utilized here, which this first floor I don't have to worry about because I ran pumps inside of it. The one after that I gotta watch. Okay, so that's filling back up. That's filling back up slowly but surely here. Slowly but surely we'll get caught back up on the heavy oil. So yeah, it's gonna put a little bit of a hiccup in things here, but should even itself out better off now. Woo! What a freaking cluster bleep. What a cluster. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Okay, it looks like we're locked in for plastic coming up from down low. Yes, sir. What a feat. But I think we've got it fixed for the most part, other than just a hurry up and wait type thing. So I think we did it, my friends. Let's check over here and look and see how these are all operating. Make sure these are all running smooth. Looks to be that way. Maybe looking a little shy on containers here, but that's probably because we're not using the water right now because it's trying to get caught up on the heavy oil. So once all that gets caught up, everything should be running smoothly, and 2000 seems to maybe be the sweet spot here. We're gonna have to wait for everything to get working again before we can really determine if 2000 is enough per line. But that's, you know, 720 here, 720 there, which is 1480, so an additional 600 for the trip between here and there per line sounds like that would be a good number. Holy moly, what a mess. What a mess. And eventually this all won't be getting synced. It'll be being used once it's a solid line of a guaranteed output amount. It'll be being used for the next portions of the nuclear build, which all that plastic is going to be going to AI limiters here. So I'm actually going to do something that Mirage mentioned on yesterday's video, and that is to make the background green of the things that I have done already. So bada boom, paste that there. We've got those being made. We've got this being made. So that's good. Let's see here. We can go ahead and mark off the fact that we've got our nodes going. And this will kind of give us all, especially the people that are following along, a better idea of where we are at in this gigantic nuclear project that we're working on right now. So let me finish setting up all these and we'll see where we're at. Oh yeah, with all of this and all those buildings back there and everything going on here, we've got a whole whopping like nothing done, which is pretty wild. Pretty wild if you think about it. We're going to be using iron ingots to make iron pipes for the pipes there and here. So that's part of the thing. I am missing, you know, certain like items from this whole tree, but more or less you get the gist. Like over here, oscillators and all that, we need everything to make the oscillators, and and all that. I should redo this to make it a full tree of exactly what we need and everything, but maybe soon. I might use smaller pictures too, so I can fit it all on this wall. But you guys be good, man. Thanks for checking in on me and keeping updated on this crazy situation of a mess we got going on here. But hopefully we're keeping it a clean mess. And yeah, we've got quite the city being built here at this point. So yeah, thanks for following along, and here's to another 500 episodes of this crazy mega build let's play. See you guys later.